Coming up in tonight's bulletin, the Guadalcanal Province Hospital project is now in its service planning stage. Honorable Manasseh Mailanga has been appointed as Parliament's new independent leader. And a team of scientists have discovered the wreck of the Japanese warship Teruzuki, lost during World War II, more than 800 meters deep in the ocean off Guadalcanal. Hello, you're watching SIBC's TV News Bulletin. I'm Andrea Maahanwa. The Guadalcanal Province Hospital project is now in its service planning stage. Minister of Health and Medical Services, Honorable Paul Bosawai, revealed this in Parliament today in response to a question from the opposition leader, Honorable Matthew Wale, who asked whether the government had plans for Guadalcanal Province to have its own hospital. Honorable Bosawai says once the planning stage is completed and approved by the Guadalcanal provincial government, a series of meetings will be held between the provincial government and his ministry to move the project forward.
At present, Mr. Speaker, the project is in the service planning stage. A preliminary draft service plan for the hospital is pending for endorsement by the Guadalcanal Province Clinical Committee before it is forwarded to the Ministry of Health and Medical Services Senior Executive for deliberation and approval. Mr. Speaker, once the Guadalcanal Provincial Executive finalizes the service plan, then a series of scheduled consultation meeting will be held with the Ministry of Health Senior Executive, the relevant technical committee and line partner ministries like the Ministries of Finance. We can start the conversation.
Honorable Bosawai added that initial discussions for the Guadalcanal Province Hospital project started in 2022 and continued into 2023.
The answer is yes. Mr. Speaker, the initial discussion for the establishment of the provincial hospital for Guadalcanal commenced in 2022 and 23, and the Guadalcanal Province Health is part of the committee that is established to develop the provincial hospital. Mr. Speaker, in 2024, the Provincial Health Office with the provincial government set up a dedicated space just at their office at the Route 11, now serves as the GP Hospital Committee Office, which is currently rented by the Guadalcanal provincial government.
The Province Hospital project remains a priority under the Ministry of Health's infrastructure development plans and will contribute significantly to improving access to healthcare services for rural communities in Guadalcanal. And now, East Malaita Member of Parliament, Honorable Manasseh Mailanga, has been appointed as the new independent leader in the National Parliament. Sharon Anau reports.
Member of Parliament for East Malaita constituency, Honorable Manasseh Mailanga, has been appointed as Parliament's new independent leader. National Parliament's Deputy Speaker, Honorable Maurice Toiraina, announced during Parliament's meeting today. Honorable Mailanga's appointment sees him replace Honorable Peter Kenlore Jr. as the new independent leader.
Allow me to inform the House that there has been a new appointment for the leader of independent group of the members. Pursuant to Section 66(2) of the Constitution, on June 6, 2025, His Excellency the Governor General has appointed the Member of Parliament for East Malaita as the leader of the independent group of members. I congratulate the Member for East Malaita on his new appointment and wish him all the best in his new role.
Meanwhile, speaking to SIBC News, clerk to the National Parliament, Jefferson Halu, said Mailanga's appointment reflects the numerical support he has within the independent group, given that Honourable Peter Kenlore Jr.'s political party, the United Party, only has 2 members within the independent group. Mr. Halu further explained that the position of the independent leader is determined by the consensus or majority backing of members within the group, which in this case favoured Honourable Mailanga due to his broader support base among independent MPs. Sharon Nanel, SIBC TV.
The long-lost wreck of the Japanese warship Teruzuki flagship of Rear Admiral Raizu Tanaka has been discovered over 800 meters beneath the surface of Iron Bottom Sound near Guadalcanal by an international team of scientists. Sharon it now with the details.
A team of scientists has discovered the wreck of the Japanese warship Teruzuki, lost during World War II more than 800 meters deep in the ocean of Guadalcanal province. The ship was found by the Ocean Exploration Trust (OET) aboard the vessel Nautilus, working with international partners and NOAA Ocean Exploration. Using robotic underwater vehicles and mapping tools, the team located Teruzuki in Iron Bottom Sound, a site known for major naval battles during the war. Teruzuki was an Akizuki-class destroyer and the flagship of Rear Admiral Raizu Tanaka, a respected Japanese commander. The ship was sank on December 12, 1942 during a nighttime supply mission. American patrol boats hit the ship with torpedoes, breaking off its stern and setting it on fire. Most of the crew survived, but 9 sailors died. This is the first time anyone has seen the ship since the war ended 80 years ago. The discovery revealed that torpedoes, not the ship's own depth charges, caused its destruction, correcting a long-held belief. The expedition was streamed live online, allowing people around the world to witness this historic moment. The mission continues to explore other sunken ships in the area. Sharon Nanel, SIBC TV.
American anthropologist Professor Bill Donner is working to make decades-old research on Sikaiana Island publicly accessible, hoping it will support cultural preservation efforts and inform public policy in Solomon Islands. Alex Dadamo with more on this story.
American anthropologist Professor Bill Donner hopes to make his research available to support public authorities. Donner dedicated 3 years to study life on Sikaiana Island during the 1980s and early 1990s, documenting its language, culture, and traditions. He has made his finding accessible by publishing them online.
Think below me, me making something accessible belong altogether to the website. And you savvy this me Karam Tufela website, and anybody savvy custom him. So young, old, everybody. Him one fella dictionary. Now me work with him, savvy him man before, John Kilatu, him he doctor lo Solomon Islands. Him savvy too much, him savvy lo side lo custom, him savvy Sikaiana, him savvy English, and me work with him lo dictionary. So I hope below me, him all to get a savvy look him this fella dictionary, and keep him language below altogether, learn him language below altogether.
Donner hopes to engage with academics and public officials to preserve his findings within local institutions.
Now, I don't know if I'll get a chance, but I want to talk to some people at SINU and people at the archives, people in the government, to talk about my work and how maybe I can make it more useful for them. So that would be my plan. Mainly focused on the Sikaiana people.
Donner's journey to Solomon Islands is a sentimental one, as it may be his final visit to the country.
To be honest, I'm old. I have, lots of problems that old people get. That's one of the reasons I came, because I knew I wasn't going to be healthier next year or the year after or the year after. But they're wonderful people. I hope I can come back again. So that'd be something I'd look forward to. And then maybe if I have more time, I could go to Sikaiana.
Alex Dadamo for SIBC TV.
Women remain a minority among election candidates in Solomon Islands, with financial challenges cited as a key barrier to their participation, says a report by the Westminster Foundation for Democracy. Sharon Now reports.
Women continue to represent a minority of candidates during elections in Solomon Islands. The Cost of Politics in Solomon Islands report by the Westminster Foundation for Democracy links this to the lack of financial resources needed to run election campaigns. While discussions around improving women's participation have continued over the years, progress has been slow.
One of it where me thala look him, where me explain him earlier, law PPIA 2014, yeah, him for encouraging political parties to accommodate women candidates. Time okata run during elections, yeah. So there are other measures and initiatives where currently people been floating and organizations being floating around, where sometimes we call them temporary special measures, yeah.
Dr. Hiri Asia says there has been support for temporary special measures for women at the provincial level. However, there is still resistance to introducing this practice in national parliament.
By you find them, okata allow that kind of arrangement law, provincial assembly level no more, where the stakes are lower. No in pixeling law there. Okata provide him space. So I think the kind of resistance too has to do with him resources with him available to MPs up there. And mostly by you find them, they do not really want people just come in OSEM and then you enter politics and you have access to those resources. You have to have the mandate of the people through election and voting. So I think suppose me remove him no more CDF law there, and parliament it's all about leadership and decision making and making policies and laws. I think there will be little resistance for providing space for women in there.
He adds improving access to funds to support women's campaigns would address this gap.
One of the challenges where women face him, when you point to 2 or 3 women making their way into parliament, the majority of the women where seem to point to the fact that okata women were going to parliament, yeah, okata women garim selen, yeah, okata business women. So I think what they imply is that the need to have access to funds where for supporting okata for campaign. So I mean, we can train them, we can equip them with the skills and knowledge necessary to be effective in their campaigns. I think the recommendation is that to provide access to funds where himself supporting okata for move out and actually go do campaign now.
There are currently 4 female members of parliament, the highest number of women to hold office at the same time. Sharon Nanel, SIBC TV.
The Makira Ulawa Women's Council has renewed its commitment to tackling critical issues affecting women and girls, with a strong focus on eliminating gender-based violence in the province, says newly elected President Ms. Edith Kauho. Alex Dadamo with more in this story.
The Makira Ulawa Women's Council has reaffirmed its commitment to addressing key issues affecting women and girls in the province. Newly elected President of the Women's Council, Ms. Edith Kauho, highlighted that one of the Council's main priorities is the elimination of gender-based violence, GBV, which continues to be a pressing concern across communities. The Women's Council's operations are safeguarded under the National Gender Equality and Women's Development Policy, which provides a framework for promoting women's rights, empowerment, and protection at all levels.
Me really committed for doing this for our work, especially for dealing with the issues we have affecting now of the women and girls in Makira Ulawa province. And one main area where me focus too much lohem for empowering of the women, and now lo side law elimination of violence against them of the women and girls. And the Mifala Garema national policy where home safeguarding worker Mifala of the women lo that fala area.
The council recently took possession of a new shelter facility funded by the International Organization for Migration, IOM.
Mifala so lucky that Mifala funded there by IOM, where our building now one fala safe house for Mifala law council, where Mifala providing for those women and girls where affected, specifically this area of gender-based violence, and also human trafficking too.
Ms. Kauho confirmed that the facility is already receiving victims and survivors of GBV. She added that the council has partnered with the police and the Family Support Center to address issues affecting victims of violence and connect them to vital services.
Actually, me pala providing venue. Me pala providing this pala facility, safe house, and oketa family support center na or deal with the matter victims, with the matter police. So whenever oketa come across reports where relate to gender-based violence, babay oketa victims block oketa come by okata family support na with the police na deal with the matter, and then we pala cancel keeping mokitalo this pala safe house.
Alex Dadamu for SIBC TV.
And now the latest in sports with Simon Tavake.
Bullet drive on this ball high, goalkeeper coming up, and Luis! Rather it's Levis, sorry. Levis here with the beautiful...
Makira Ulawa has booked the place in the semi-finals of the Solomon Cup 2025 after a commanding 4-1 victory over Western Tomoko at Losentama Stadium today. The results put Kakamura at the top of Group B, while the loss confirms Tomoko's early exit from the competition. In a post-match interview, Makira Ulawa head coach Clave Dagi expressed his satisfaction with the team's performance.
But me no deny thing. If everyone witness him that we have worked hard for this game, we treat this game as a final. So we push until the end of our result. So me looking score margin na. Me very happy. Happy to match not boys. But me work hard more for next game. Hem no finish yet. Yeah, I'm still push it. But for game today, me very excited and me happy to match boys. Ota boys do na one me for learning for this game. So Banvala work extra hard more for game against Honiara. Very respect them at Honiara. But we are talking about football. So low feel by me looking. So yeah, me picking up several points for game today for improvement for next game.
Makira's final match will be against the Honiara Warriors this week. Meanwhile, the Isabel Frigates have secured the first 3 points after defeating the Honiara Warriors 1-0 in a hard-fought match, placing them in 4th position. Simon Tavake for SIBC Sports.
And that's news. Follow us on sibconline.com.sb and our SIBC News Facebook page for more of our latest stories. Thanks for watching.